Good evening, everyone. Welcome to session 4 of our Zoho Books training session, where we'll dive deep into the banking and automation features that can revolutionize how you manage your business finances. Until now, we've learned how to set up your organization, handle sales, manage customers, and record purchases. Well, since we are now halfway, so I would love to cover what we have discussed earlier. In session one, we have discussed how you can set up your Zoho Books account, your organization profile, your tax profile, all that. In the second session, we dealt with sales module that includes our invoices, recurring invoices, how we can generate them, what are the changes that we can make in the template. And in the third session that dealt with purchases, we discussed how we can create bill up there, recurring expenses, and how we can make changes up there. In today's session, that is session 4, we are going to discuss how accounting system does really come to life. Banking isn't just about recording payments and receipts. It's about connecting your real world financial activity with your accounting system in real time. And Zoho Books makes that possible in a smart, automated, and scalable way. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried reconciling your bank account manually at the end of the month? For those of you that have done that, I know it's very painful. You download statements, open your spreadsheets, compare rows line by line, and if even there's a dollar one or rupee one difference, you have to backtrack hours of work. Well, not anymore. This session will show you how Zoho Books takes the pain away with live bank feeds for select countries, that includes US, UK, and some banks here in India, automated matching and categorization, smart reconciliation tools, and custom rules that save hours every week. By the end of this session, I want you to feel confident about doing three things. One, connecting and managing your bank accounts in Zoho Books. Second, reconciling transactions quickly and accurately. And third, using automation features to reduce manual bookkeeping. Let me paint a quick picture. Imagine you run a digital marketing agency. For every month, you pay salaries from your bank account, receive payments from clients via Stripe, have software subscriptions like Canva or Google Ads built to your card. If you're not matching these entries with your accounting records, your books will always be messy. But when you connect your bank to Zoho Books, magic happens. Stripe payments come in as matched receipts. Google Ads charges get auto-categorized as advertising. You can run reports and see exactly how much profit you made all in one place. So here in today's agenda, that means what we are going to cover today. In section 1, that is banking overview, we're going to see why syncing our bank is essential. Second, that is connecting live fields or uploading bank statements. We are going to discuss that how you can see the bank transactions here in those transactions that do happen in the bank here in Zoho itself. Third, okay, so this was second, and third, then in transfer between accounts, I'm going to tell you how you can transfer amount from one bank to another account. In the third one, that is reconciliation, we're going to discuss monthly best practices for reconciliation and how you can do reconciliation. And in automation tools, we're going to discuss rules, scheduled reports, and workflows that would help you in automating your work here in Zoho Books. This session is, I think, so far since you guys have been here with me for the past 3 sessions, I think you know it very well that this is part explanation, part demonstration, and part interaction. So I'll walk you through theory, I'll show you live examples, and in the end, I would like that you guys please do try it yourself as well. And towards the end, we'll have a wrap up where we would discuss that whatever we have covered here in this session and question and answers that would be open for you, where you can ask me questions. And here's my advice to everyone. Even if you think your banking process is good enough, don't skip this. This is where time saving and real accounting accuracy begins. Let's take a moment to check that you're ready. Okay, so you have logged into your Zoho Books demo account. You have accessed the banking module from the left sidebar, and you have downloaded the sample bank statement CSV. If not, don't worry. We're going to walk through each part together. All right. Now that we've set the stage with our introduction, let's dive into the very first part of our session, banking overview in Zoho Books. This section is absolutely crucial. Let me ask you a quick question to think about. What's the first thing your accountant asks you when preparing your taxes or financials? I think it's very obvious. The bank statements. Your bank is where all the real transaction happens. Money coming in from customers, money going out to suppliers, salaries, rent, subscription, it all flows through your bank account. Now, here's the problem many businesses face. The bank transaction live in one world, your Zoho Books record live in another. And if there's not in sync, your reports are incomplete, your taxes may be incorrect, and your audits will be a nightmare. Zoho Books acts as a bridge between these two worlds. Using its banking module, you can add your real bank accounts, fetch transactions automatically in supported countries, or upload statements manually in formats like CSV or XLS. And most importantly, please do keep it in mind that is matching or categorizing each transaction against what's recorded in Zoho. It's like giving your books a heartbeat. Every financial problem is recorded in real time. Now, let me give you a quick overview. Uh, so, as you can see here in the banking, that you can add a real bank account here. You can fetch transactions automatically and can upload statements as well and match or categorize them, as we have discussed so far, and we are going to discuss them here in this session as well. Let's talk about live bank feeds. If you're in the US, UK, Canada, EU, or certain Indian banks, you can directly connect your bank account with Zoho Books. What happens then? Zoho Books start fetching new transactions daily. You get to see deposits, withdrawals, fees, everything without downloading anything. And you can set rules to automatically categorize entries. You're saving hours every month, no more manual tracking or late night reconciliations. Let the machine do the heavy lifting. So I think I have made this thing clear to you that here you can add all these different bank accounts. But what's one of the most, I think, crucial feature of Zoho is that you can add your bank account here as well. For example, here, as you can see, add bank or credit card. You do need to go here and can select your bank account from here, or you can manually as well add an account here from here as well. So what would happen here once you have done this process here in the banking, what would happen is that your bank account would come here. All the transactions that are happening in the bank would come here automatically, and it would show you that these are the transactions here in the banking right now. If it appears in the list, what I mean here is that, if it appears in this list, add bank or credit card, that means it supports live feed integration. Now, for security reasons, Zoho uses a third-party bank feed partner. You'll need to authenticate using your net banking credentials, and Zoho will securely fetch your transactions going forward. Now, since I'm very sorry, but I would love to tell you that currently at the moment, I do not have a live bank fee. That's why you won't be able to see that. But for those of you that do want to try it out, you don't need to like do way too much. You just need to go here, add account. Either you can do it from here, or if you're able to see your bank account, you can connect it from here. And once you're able to connect, you would be able to see your bank record here only. So that was about live feed, but not every bank offers you a live feed. Don't worry, Zoho gives you a plan B. You can do a manual upload. For that, what you need to do is that just log into your online banking portal, download your statement in CSV, XLS, or OFX format, go back to Zoho Books, select your bank account, click import statement, and map the column, date, description, amount, etc. And you are done. It's a smooth process, and Zoho even remembers your column mapping the next time you import from the same bank. Now let me demonstrate you that one as well. You can see here the import statement. You do need to go here. Now, the very first thing that you need to do is that, log into your online banking portal and download the statement as CSV file, XLS, or OFX. Then you need to choose file. And from here, what you can do is that upload that. Now, I have done some sample transaction. These are some demo transactions that I have done here. And let me tell you how I have done them. I decided to go to banking import statement, and from here, I decided to download a sample file. Once I was able to download a sample file, what I did here was, are you able to see my Excel sheet? I hope you guys are able to see my Excel sheet up here. So what I did here is that, once I was able to download that, I took some dates. Like for example, the entire month of June, and then randomly added some amounts up here. For example, withdrawal of 7,500, deposit of 5,000, and added a pay up here. And in brief, I've given a description up here and added some reference number for these transaction up here. Then I decided to upload this file here in banking. And as you can see here, 28 transactions. Those transactions then were available here. For example, this one, reference 1910, description, check deposit, payee John Roberts. Another one is a withdrawal, that means money going out, that is insurance payment by user. That's how I have done that. With that, let's recap the section so far. Feature, and I'm going to give you their description. Add bank account, create a ledger for each real life bank account. Live feed, automatically pull daily transaction for selected countries. Manual import, upload statements in CSV, XLS, OFX. Automation, create categorization rules to save times. Now, here's some tips for naming your bank accounts. When you name your bank account in Zoho Books, use a format like HDFC current account, ICICI salary account, PayPal US dollars. This helps during reconciliation and reporting, especially if your business uses multiple bank accounts for different purposes. You can even assign opening balance, currency, account number for internal tracking. Before we move on, a quick word on security, because yes, it's important. Zoho uses bank feed aggregators that are PCI DSS compliant, meaning your credentials are never stored, your transmissions are encrypted, you can evoke access at any time. You can also limit which users in Zoho Books can view bank feed using user role and permission. I want to stress this again. The banking module is not just a place to store transactions, it's your financial control center. And once it's set up, it allows everything else to work in sync. Invoices, expenses, reconciliation, cash flow reports, they all pull real data from your bank. So, with that strong foundation, let's move on to our next part, that is connecting live feeds and uploading statements, where I'll show you step by step how to bring real bank data into your Zoho Books account. Let's go. Now that we have seen why banking is central to accounting, let's dive deeper into the actual setup. Connecting bank accounts in Zoho Books. This part is critical because it's the first step towards automation and real time reconciliation. Let me start with a question. Would you rather type in 500 transactions manually or let Zoho Books auto import them for you? I'm sure we all want the automatic route, right? At least for me, I would prefer the automatic route instead of typing those 500 transactions manually. That's the power of bank feeds. How many of you already use connected banks feeds in your current accounting tools? You can raise your hands or drop your answers in the chat. By connecting your bank accounts, you allow Zoho Books to either pull in your transactions daily via live feed or manually through file uploads. This enables better tracking, faster reconciliation, and fewer errors. To add a bank account, simply follow these steps. Feel free to note it down, though we'll also see this in the though we'll also see it once I would give you a demo. I think I have given you a demo already, but I would love to show you once again so that you're clear with the process once more. So what you need to do is that, go here, banking module. Once you're able to go here, add bank or credit. And you can see like, many banks like, that are available. You can connect them, or what you can do is that, go here, add account, and then you can add a bank account up here. Well, that was a very quick process. For banks in the US, UK, Canada, and several parts of the European Union and India, you can directly in and allow Zoho to fetch transactions securely. If your bank doesn't support live feeds, don't worry. Just select other accounts and upload your bank statements manually. I think manual step process I have shown you as well. What you need to do is that, import statements. Whatever bank you're using, for example, download those statements as CSV or XLS file. Go here in import statements, and then you can import your statement from there. Every bank account you add would become a ledger in your Zoho Books. It will be used in transactions, reports, and reconciliation. Let's compare the two options so you know which one suits you better. Live feeds, real-time daily transaction sync, faster reconciliation, fewer manual setups, manual uploads. Works with all banks, CSV, XLS, or OFX formats accepted. More control, but more effort in manual upload. Has anyone here had issue connecting to live feeds in the past with other software like QuickBooks or Tally? Zoho's banking connectivity is quite stable, but it's still good to know we have the manual option as a fallback. Before you connect a bank, here are some quick tips to make the process smooth and secure. 1. Use read-only banking credentials. If your bank provides that option, this ensures security. Second, have your bank login details handy for real-time connection. Third, if you're uploading a statement manually, always check the opening balance carefully. Make sure dates don't overlap with already imported transactions. Avoid duplicate imports. They will show up as unreconciled mismatches later. If not just your main checking account, you can connect. Zoho Books allows you to add a wide range of account types such as business checking, saving accounts, company credit cards, digital wallets, for example, Razorpay, Stripe Balance, and loan accounts as manual ledgers. Here's a pro tip for everyone. Label your accounts clearly while adding them. Now here you can see that I haven't labeled them properly. I have just named it as SBI of India, SBI Petty Cash. But please do label your accounts clearly while adding them. For example, instead of just writing it as State Bank of India, I could have written it as State Bank of India Business Checking Main to avoid confusion later on. Now, let's say we are a small design agency based in India and we do use State Bank of India for operation and Stripe for international clients and have a credit card with HDFC Bank. Here's how we are going to proceed. Add State Bank of India and connect live feed. Add Stripe as a wallet account and add HDFC credit card to track vendor payments. Upload the CSV statement monthly for any unsupported bank accounts. All right, with that, I'm going to close the section here and move towards my next section. Now, before I go with the next section, I would love to know if any one of you do have any question up here. Please feel free to ask. Okay. All right. Now that we have connected our bank accounts to Zoho Books, either through a live feed or manual import, what's next? Well, Zoho Books starts importing real transactions from your bank account. But these transactions are just raw data. They need to be matched with your invoices, bills, or expenses inside Zoho Books. And that brings us to this crucial part of the banking module, bank feed matching and categorization. So, what exactly is matching? Matching is the process where Zoho Books tries to find a transaction you have already recorded, and then it automatically links that with the actual transaction imported from the bank. Let's say you raised an invoice for rupees 500 or dollar 5,000 to your client, Green Park, Green Limited. You can name them your client any name. Uh, a few days later, your bank would show rupees 500 or dollar 5,000 as credit with the narration Green Print, Green Limited payment. Zoho Books say, hey, this looks like a match, and that promptly prompts you to match it with the existing invoice. No need to add the payment again, just match it. And why does this matter? Because if you don't match correctly, you may duplicate entries or worse, miss transactions in reconciliation. How many of you have faced situation where bank entries didn't align with accounting entries? Maybe you ended up doing Excel gymnastics to fix them. Let's clear our confusion. Matching is not the same as categorizing. Let me break this down. Matching is used when the transaction already exists in Zoho Books. You are simply linking the imported bank data with an invoice, bill, or payment. Example could be matching a bank credit to an invoice, matching a bank debit to a vendor bill, matching a refund to a customer credit note. Categorizing, used when the bank transaction does not exist in Zoho Books. You categorize it as a new expense, income, or transfer. Example could be interest earned, categorized as other income, ATM withdrawal for snacks, categorized as staff welfare, unbilled taxi expense, categorized as travel expense. A tip for you, Zoho lets you create entries directly from bank feeds if no match is found. Let me walk you through what the bank feed matching screen looks like. Go to banking, you need to select the account. I selected SBI one. And then here, look at the transaction tab. What you're going to see here is that, all your bank imported transactions and suggestions, for example, could be match found, no match or categorized. Go here, like, for example, this does not have a match, a valid match here. This one, Joseph does have a match. This transaction reference number. No, wait a minute. Uh, Not even this one. Let me see. Yeah, see for this one, 5 June 25, reference number is 1111. You can see here, reference number is 1111. PE asphalting, amount here is 4,000. Now, since a transaction here already exists in Zoho, let me show you as well this bill 234 as well here. Go to purchases, bills, this one. Since a transaction already exists here, What you need to do is that, go to banking, go here, you need to go here and you can match it. The only reason we are able to match is that match this transaction is that because we already have created a transaction here in the Zoho in the form of a bill. Match and you're done. Similarly, for deposit side as well. Let's see. You're able to see here the reference number is 43333. No, sorry, 4333. This is the reference number. Payee here is Granbo Link. Invoice is dated for 10 June 25, but the amount is same. Let me show you the invoice as well. See here, invoice, Granbo Link. Let's go to this one. Now, the only reason we are able to categorize this one as well that because we already do have a bank transaction in the form of invoices, and then you can match it. So I think I'm able to explain you what is matching. Now let me explain you and show you what categorization is. Let's take this one, stationery purchase up here. As you can see up here, we do not have a bill here for this transaction. We don't have a bill for this one. So what we would do here in this case is that, and since I think it's an expense, we would categorize it manually. Go here, categorize manually, select an expense account, and let me see. Advertising, bank consultation. If I have that, yeah, see, office supplies, your date would come here. Let's see if I can add my vendor here. That would be books and pen. If I don't have books and pen, let's create a new vendor up here. Though this one is not mandatory, but I'm still going to show you how you can do it here on the go. Just quickly come here, add a company name here. What's the company name here, by the way? Let's see. That is books and pen. Let's just quickly add it, books and pen. New vendor, books and pen. Company name, books and pen. Books and pen. Books and pen, I think this is done. And then just save it. Yep. So as you can see, I'm able to create a vendor up here, books and pen. I've decided to save it. Description. You can also add like, why you purchased this item. For example, for this stationery item could be uh, pens, markers, staplers, markers. Let's do it this one. Markers, yep. And then you can save it here. Save. Let's create a rule up here. Books and pen. Okay, let's skip it for the moment. So you're able to see that we were able to categorize it manually as well. And once you have done your categorization, you will be able to see them here. Those items would be here now. See this one, categorized. So I think I'm able to demonstrate you how you can categorize manually and as well you can match your transactions. So here in this transaction tab, you can see your all your bank imported transaction suggestions like match, found, no match, or categorized, and filters, for example, date, amount, narration, status. Here's a tip for everyone: always verify date and amount when confirming matches. And I think when I was doing categorization, but most importantly, when I was doing matching, I decided to match my reference number here as well as the invoice or bill that I was seeing, and trying to match my date as well. For example, there should not be that much gap between my dates. 1 day or 2 day gap is still acceptable, but it should not be like you do have a transaction here and then an invoice or a bill like a month later on or a month earlier. That should not happen. All right, now let's talk about how to use this feature like a pro. First of all, match regularly, ideally weekly or bi-weekly. Don't let entries pile up, because if that would happen, you would have a lot of work to do that. You would spend hours later reconciling them. Second, use filters, search by amount or description to find matches faster, especially useful when customers pay a lump sum covering multiple invoices. Third, pay attention to narration text. Sometimes the payment reference help locate the right invoice. Fourth, handle partial payments carefully. If only rupee 3000 is received for a rupee 5000 invoice, Zoho allows partial match. And fifth, track unmatched entries. Use uncategorized transactions here, uncategorized transactions. Tap to ensure no transaction is left floating. Who here has created partial payments who here has handled partial payments from clients? How did you track which invoices were cleared? Any one of you here, if want to answer this question? Okay, that's fine. Here's something even better. Zoho can auto match transaction if everything aligns. You need to go to settings, then go to preferences. I think I'm not able to see the banking module up here, but I would explain you what I was trying to say. So once you're able to go to settings, preferences, banking, do enable auto match. Only if you trust your records are clean and you use consistent invoice numbers and narration. Zoho will then suggest matches instantly, and you will just have to review and confirm. Don't enable auto match if you regularly have multiple similar amount entries, like recurring 5,000 invoices to different customers. Let's say you have three invoices now. 3,000 rupees to client A, rupees 5,000 to client B, and rupees 10,000 to client C. Your bank shows rupee 5,000 credited with narration B client payment. Zoho will suggest matching it with client B's invoices. You can confirm it in one click. Invoice is auto marked as paid. No duplicate payment entry required. If $5,500 is credited instead, Zoho will suggest partial match. You can apply rupee 500 to the invoice and categorize the rupee 500 as interest overpayment. A tip for everyone: always click on the transaction to review suggestion details before approving. Sometime matching fails, and here what usually goes wrong and how to fix it. Invoices not yet recorded. What's the solution? Create it on the spot from the bank screen. Amount mismatch. What's the solution? Check for currency differences, bank fees, or discounts. Wrong date range. What's the solution? Use filters to expand date range by 5 to 10 days. Customer paid in two part. What's the solution for this one? Match partial payments now, match the rest later. So let's summarize what we've learned in this section. Matching is equal to connecting bank entry to existing record. Categorizing equals creating a new record for unmatched entry. Use filters, partial matching, and narration wisely. Review suggestions carefully, never blindly confirm. Auto match is a great feature when used with care. All right, team. Moving on, let's talk about something that seems simple but is often misunderstood in accounting. Transfers between account. You know those times when you move money from your saving account to your checking account, or when you withdraw cash for office expenses, or even when you deposit cash into the banks. All of these are internal fund movements and they need to be accounted for clearly and accurately in Zoho Books. A lot of people assume that since it's your own money moving around, it doesn't need to be recorded. But in accounting, every transfer must be documented. And the reason for is it helps maintaining a complete audit trail. It ensures accurate cash flow reporting. And most importantly, it avoids confusion in bank reconciliation. A pro tip for everyone, if you don't record internal transfers, it'll show up as unexplained debits or credits in your bank feed. Let me show you how to do this in Zoho Books. It's super simple. You need to go here to banking. Uh, let's see. Select an account. For example, this one, SBI, and you can add a transaction here. That would be your money is going out, transfer to another account, or transfer from another account. Let's try to see both the cases up here. Transfer to another account. Click on this one, select an account. For example, I'm selecting Patty Cash. Let's select the amount as 10 US dollars. Let's put a description. Let's write it as for highlighted purchase. So I think you're able to see it's from SBI, it's going to Petty Cash. And as in the previous session, I've told that Petty Cash is used for all those expenses, small but very crucial part of every business that helps keep a business running. For very small purchases, for example, it could be a highlighter, staple, anything small. So I've written my description up here and then I can save it. Now, for example, this time you are receiving transfer from another account to account SBI. Okay, it's SBI up here. For example, though petty cash won't be the best case scenario up here because I do not have other bank account, but for the sake of explanation, I'm going to take petty cash. Let's see, 5. And let's write the description as unused money. Unused, unused money, unused money. And you can save this one. So I think both of the demonstration should be clear to you that you need to go to the bank you're choosing, to the bank where you're going to apply this function. For example, transfer to another bank from SBI, it would be transferred to another bank. And when you choose transfer from another account, the transfer would come into SBI. I think with that, was able to explain you that how you can transfer from one bank to another bank or can receive transfer from another bank. And while doing that, I think you might have seen from account to account, amount, transfer date, description, and note, which are some of the, and I think I would say that, these are the important fields and you should try to fill them. Though description or note is not important, but I would suggest you to fill that section as well because that would help you in auditing as well. Now, quick clarification for everyone. A transfer is not an expense. Let me repeat that. When you move rupees 10,000 from your business account to your cash drawer, here in this case, when I move 10,000 rupees from $10,000 for or rupees from SBI to petty cash, it's not an expense. Why? Because the money is still within the business. Money has not gone out. It has just changed its form. Example of a transfer could be from, as we have done right now only, from SBI account to petty cash. Don't categorize this as office supplies or meals. Only when that amount, for example, $5,000 or rupee 5,000 is used for a business purpose like buying snacks, travel, we will create an expense category entry against the petty cash account. A pro tip for everyone: add a note in the transfer entry like to fund petty cash for event logistics. This helps during audits. Now, some of you may have heard the term contra entry in traditional accounting. A contra entry is a transfer of funds between two cash or bank accounts that is recorded on both sides of the cash book. In Zoho Books, contra entries happen when you withdraw cash from the bank, you deposit cash into the bank, you transfer from one bank to another. Zoho Books handle this using the transfer fund module and log them under journal entries when needed, especially for complex transfers like credit card payments. An example of it could be you withdraw rupee 3,000 from your bank account. For example, here in this case, SBI, that would go to cash on hand. This is a contra entry and should be recorded as a transfer, not an expense. Uh, Let me ask you something. Has anyone tried to track cash withdrawals manually in Excel before? How easy or hard was it to reconcile later? Oh, okay, let me walk you through some common real world use cases and how to record them in Zoho Books. Scenario one, bank to bank transfer. You transfer, for example, suppose US dollar 50,000 from your current account to fixed deposit account. What would you do here in this case is that go here, transfer to current account. Your account is up here. Then you need to select your FD account. I think it's not here. But if it's here in your chart of accounts, you need to select FD, then date, then amount. Can add a description up here. For example, monthly surplus transfer to FD. Scenario two is cash withdrawal for petty expenses. You withdraw $2,000 in cash to pay office lunch and taxi fares. Go here again. From here, you need to do that transfer to another account. From Axis Bank, go to Petty Bank, save the amount, add a description. That could be, for example, travel expense, meals, etc. Travel. Scenario third would be credit card bill payment. You pay your ICICI business credit card bill from your HDFC current account. What would you do in this case is that, go to transfer fund from HDFC current account, go to account and choose ICICI credit card. This would log a proper journal entry reducing bank and credit card liability. I do not have ICICI credit card account up here, but I think you guys might be able to get the idea that how we have to do that. A tip for everyone up here, if your credit card is not listed, create it under chart of accounts. I was about to come to that part only. Go to accountant and here in chart of accounts, go here and create credit card type. Go select credit card type. All right, let's avoid the common pitfalls that most users run into. Mistake 1, recording a bank transfer as an expense. Example, cash withdrawal and miscellaneous expense. And how you can fix it? Always use the transfer fund feature. It ensures correct double entry recording. Mistake 2, not tagging the right bank account. Example, choosing a vendor or customer mistakenly. How you can fix it? Keep your chart of accounts clean and correctly labeled. Example, main bank account, petty cash, payment wallet. Mistake number 3, that is skipping notes or descriptions. How you can fix it? By adding short notes for all transfer. These help your accountant and aid reconciliation. Please remember, transfers won't appear in profit and loss because you're not earning or spending, just moving money. Here are some key learnings from this section. Transfers are internal and must be recorded using transfer funds. They maintain clean records, enable audit trails, and ensure accurate cash flow. Uses cases include cash withdrawal, credit card bill payments, and interbank transfers. Zoho Books automates the double entry for you, so use the tool smartly. All right, everyone, I think so far everything should be clear. If not, please do raise your hand because next I would be moving to the next section, that is reconciliation. All right, everyone, now we've come to one of the most critical and often misunderstood aspects of business bookkeeping, reconciliation. Let's pause for a second here and think about this. How many of you have heard the term bank reconciliation but felt unsure about what it really means? Don't worry. By the end of the session, reconciliation will no longer feel intimidating. In fact, it'll become a tool you rely on to keep your books error free and audit ready. In simple terms, reconciliation is like a cross check between reality and records. You are comparing your bank statements, the actual activity in your business bank account, with the entries recorded inside Zoho Books. This helps you ensure three things. One, all transactions are recorded. Second, no transactions are duplicated. And third, there are no mismatches in dates or amounts. Think of this as your monthly cleanup that helps your business, that helps your books healthy, keeps your books healthy and trustworthy. And why is it so important? Let's say your accountant or CA needs to file your GST returns, but your bank payments aren't matched or reconciled. What could go wrong? You could miss recording an expense, leading to overstated profits. You might double count income, causing inflated tax liability, or you might even miss a fraudulent or accidental transaction. That's why Zoho Books gives you a dedicated reconciliation workflow. And the best part? Once your bank is connected live or via import, reconciliation becomes very visual and intuitive. Let's walk through it together step by step. 1. Navigate banking. Select an account. Choose this gear icon and then select reconcile account. This is where the real magic happens. You can choose an opening or a closing balance, but let me choose the closing balance as 3567. And let's take it to June. You'll need to take these values from your actual bank statement. The opening balance should match last month closing value. The closing balance is simply the amount the bank says you had at the end of the month. Third, review the transaction listed. Okay, let's click here, start reconciliation. Let's select all. Zoho Books show you a list of all deposits and withdrawals that occur during the selected period. These are fetched either from your bank feed LifeSync or from your manual CSV support. Now, your task is to match these against the transaction recorded in Zoho Books, invoices, bills, payments, expenses, refunds, etc. Matching and categorizing, I think we have done already, so I do not need to tell you that. As you match each transaction, Zoho calculates the difference between your bank balance and your internal books. Your goal is to get this difference to exactly zero. I think you would have noticed one thing up here, and that is this one difference. Now, the reason for is that since it's a test account and we do not have a lot of transaction up here, and in fact, since it's not connected to any bank up here, that's why all of this data is not real. But for those of you that are using a real Zoho account and have decided to reconcile that, make sure this difference should be zero. Otherwise, your whole, otherwise there would be some error that you need to look for. Let's see the what's the difference up here, 36337. Let's go back up here. I'll leave. Let's see. Again, let's do this one again once more. Okay, let's select the date again once here. That is 1 June. And let's select this one up here, 30. Let's take the amount as 36377. Start reconciliation. And let's select everything, select all. The difference here is 6914. Okay. I think I would suggest you let's not go into detail here right now, because since these are not real transactions, I think it won't be of much use to us here right now. I think so far I'm able to explain you why we are doing reconciliation and how you can do reconciliation yourself and what are the steps that you need to follow while doing reconciliation and things that you need to keep in mind while doing reconciliation. That is your values, your difference should be zero once you're able to reconcile that. If it's not zero, that means there might be some error and you need to look into that. And I'm coming to that point only. What if the balances don't match? Not every month will be clean. Sometimes you'll find that the ending balance doesn't match and the difference is still rupee $500, 500 or 1000 or more. This usually means one of three things. One, a duplicate entry was recorded. Second, a transaction was missed entirely. Third, the amount or date recorded was incorrect. Here's what you can do. Use the unclear transaction filter in Zoho to view payments that haven't yet hit your bank. Check if any transaction get posted to the wrong account, like recording an expense from petty cash instead of the main bank. Third, if the discrepancy is consistent month after month, it may be wrong opening balance from the start. Don't ignore reconciliation errors. They always signal something deeper. Pro tips for reconciliation: reconcile every month. Just like you do bank statements, don't wait for the year end crunch. Enable transaction alerts to spot mismatches sooner. Set calendar reminders for reconciliation at the end of each month. If possible, let one person do data entry and another person reconcile. This is a great way to catch errors and fraud. How many of you currently reconcile your banks on a monthly basis? If you're not doing this yet, that's okay. Today's today's hand-on activity that I did right now, I think that would help you in getting started. Now, let's recap what we have discussed so far in this section. Reconciliation is the monthly health check for your books. It compares Zoho Books entries with real bank activity. Matching and categorizing ensures accurate reporting. Zoho makes it easy with visual workflows and auto suggestions. You should aim for a difference of zero each month. That's the sign of clean books. Now, let's move into one of the most powerful and time saving sections of Zoho Books, automation tools. Let me start by asking you a question. How many of you feel that too much of your time is spent doing repetitive accounting tasks, like categorizing transactions, sending reminders, exporting reports, etc.? You are not alone. Manual processes not only eat up your time, they can also cause inconsistencies, missed deadlines, and errors. Zoho Books gives you automation superpowers, and we are going to explore how to use them. Automation means that Zoho will do routine work on your behalf based on rules you define. These could be categorizing a bank transaction as soon as it appears, sending a reminder email when an invoice is unpaid after 7 days, generating an email a report every month to your accountant. Imagine if your bookkeeping worked while you sleep, but that's what automation does. Today, we look at three key automation tools inside Zoho Books. Number one, auto categorization rules. Second, schedule reports. And third, workflow rules. We'll take each one in detail. Let's start with the first one, that is auto categorization rule. When you connect your bank account, Zoho Books will start importing transactions daily. But instead of categorizing them manually each time, you can teach Zoho what to do. Here's how it works. Let's go here. Let me show you how to do this one. Let's take a transaction that is happening here repetitively. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's take this one. No, 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 Keith. Service charges. Let's take a transaction here. Payment received, Matt, Sebastian, Social, Cossack, Urban, Kyle, Matt, Clean Tide, Keith, Books and Pen, Sebastian, Jack, powered by Messiah, Books and Pen purchase. Any more Books and Pen up here? Let's take this one only. Sales return. How you? It's not an expense, by the way. No, 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 no. When a payment. Yeah, sales return. As you can see up here, sales return. Select an customer. I'm not going to select a customer here at the moment because we do not have a customer, and it's also not mandatory. Cash reference, and let's add anything. Sold part to Keith. That was returned. That was returned to us here in this description. Okay, then you need to save it. Okay, select a valid account. Okay, revenue account. Yeah, sales. That is sales written revenue account would be sales. Go here, a save. Okay, we need to select a tax rate here as well. Non-taxable. Yeah, that's yeah, let's select it as VAT. I think that would help us out. Yeah. Now, after this, you can see this window and please look here very carefully. Based on your recent matching, you can create a new rule to automatically categorize all the future transaction as sales return to sales taxable at VAT 5%. Let's remove the amount up here because as you can see, the next amount here is 60. I decided to remove the amount. Payee here is Keith only, and the description should contain sales return. Let's set this rule as Keith sales return. Keith sales return. Return and then save this rule. So I was able to categorize that transaction up there. Let's see if it's able to identify any one up there. Recognized. Yeah, see, it's able to recognize two of my transaction. Yeah, see here. Since I have set a rule up here, now you can see this one. This one is a recognized rule. And how you can see your rules as well. Let me demonstrate you that one as well. Let me quickly show you where you can see all your audit automatic. Let's go here. Yeah, what do you do? Let's see. Go to SBI only. Uh, Automatic import manage. Yeah, here, manage transaction rules. And you can see that, I have created some transactions rule up here. One of them was created recently only. That was Keith sales return. Record as sales return sales. Details. Payee contains Keith or description contains sales return. So in that way, you can see your rules that we have created for these transactions. And you can either edit them as well as change order as well. For example, let's move this one. Keep sales return up here. The save this order and go here, banking. And let's see, wait a minute, date. Let's see, transfer. I hope you should be. Dashboard. Recognized. See here, you can see both of them up here recognized. Either you can categorize them here right now, or yeah, if you're able to see them here, go here and categorize it. Categorize. Don't need to do anything. Go here and save. This would be categorized for you. Again, let's look. See, categorize. Yep. And save it. And then cut it up here. So you can define rule based on text in the description, amount, greater than, less than, transaction type, and even date ranges. You can also choose whether to apply the rule to past transactions or only for the future. A pro tip, Start small. Create rules for the top five repeating expenses you face monthly. That could be your interest, software subscription, office rent, fuel or travel, platform fee, etc. Now, the second one is scheduled reports. Let me ask you another question. How many of you regularly need to send reports to your manager, auditor, or tax consultant? Now, how often have you forgotten to download it or sent the wrong date range? Zoho Books let you schedule reports to be emailed automatically. How it works? Go to reports here, go to reports, take any one of them from here. For example, cash flow statement. Then see this one here, schedule the cash flow statement report. Go here and instead of weekly, let's take it as monthly. Then you can choose your starting date. Let's take it as to be August. Let's take the time as well, like, from when it's starting. 0. Recipient details. Who would receive this email? Here it's accurate. A roofing system, not very sure who this is. Additional recipients, you can add their names. For example, their mail, attach report as PDF or XLS, and then you can save it. I'm not very sure who this accurate roofing system is. That's why I'm not saving it. I don't want to risk sending someone this report who doesn't need it at the moment. Okay, so with that, as you can see, you can choose the frequency daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. Set the recipient yourself, your team, or even your external CA. Add a custom message text and define format, for example, PDF, XLS, CSV. An example of this could be every Friday, email the payables against report to your CFO. Every first of the month, send the GSTR 3B summary to your tax consultant. Send the cash flow summary every Monday to yourself so you stay ahead. It's like giving your report a recurring calendar event minus the human effort. Workflow rules. This is where things get more interesting and you might feel a bit more tricky. Workflows are custom actions triggered by events in Zoho Books, like creating an invoice, receiving a payment, or crossing a threshold. Let me break it down. What kind of workflow can you create? Example of it could be send a thank you email when a customer makes a payment above 10,000. Alert your financial head when a bill exceeds 50,000. Auto tag an invoice when a custom field within custom field when the amount is greater than 1 lakh or 100K. Show a pop-up warning when someone tries to delete an approval. You set these up at, let me tell you how you can do this. Go to settings, then you need to go to automation here, go to workflow rules, and then you have to create a new workflow rule. Since I have already created one, I'll show you how to do this. Go to invoices here. So it's something like that. Workflow rule execution condition. What would be the condition? This workflow rule will be executed when an invoice is created. What is the criteria? That the total of the invoice has to be equal to 10,000 or greater than 10,000. If it's true, what would happen is that, it would be sending an email template. Now, what would be the email template? The email would be here, email recipient name and a default email recipient that we have set up here, and then save it. And then you save this one. So what would happen in this condition is that, for example, you have created an invoice of uh, equal to 10,000 or greater. Workflow would trigger an action immediately. What would happen is that, in this case, to whoever is named this invoice is being issued, an email would be sent to them. In my template email, I have written something like that. Thank you for conducting business with our organization, and we hope that you choose us in the future as well. As you can see up here, you need to select a module. From here, you need to select a module. For example, workflow type would be an event based, created and then updated. Then choose your criteria from here. Yes, total. And then condition, yeah, a condition. This is condition if it's true. And then an action. Now let me explain use cases by department. For example, team, sales team, notify team when invoice is overdue by 7. Finance, block invoices above 1 lakh without approval. Operations, auto tag invoices by project name. Compliance, alert if invoice is issued without GST treatment. It's like creating your own set of rules for smart accounting assistant who never forgets. Let me ask you, which of these automation tools do you think will save you the most time? Categorization rules, scheduled reports, or workflow alerts? Now, for me, as I'm using it so far, categorization rule is one thing that I feel is a game changer because it helps me categorizing those recurring expenses quickly. Like I just need to click on that tick mark and that categorize itself automatically. But I think for each one of us out here, that could be something different. For example, for some of us, it could be scheduled report. For some of us, it could be a workflow alert. Each of these fits a different pain point. So start where you feel the most pressure. Now, some key takeaways that I would love you take from this section are rules save time. Let Zoho Books handle repetitive tasks. Reports stay on time. No more forgetting or sending the wrong file. Workflows catch errors before they happen. By the end of this course, your Zoho Books will feel like it runs on autopilot. Any doubts or clarification on how automation works in Zoho Books? If you have ever thought, I wish Zoho could just do this for me, there's a good chance it can with the right automation. We've now reached the final stretch of today's session on banking and automation in Zoho Books. Let's take a few moments to recap, reflect, and reinforce what we've learned, and then wrap things up with a quick Q&A and some final takeaways. Before we dive in, let me ask, how's everyone feeling? Confident, curious, a little overwhelmed? The banking module is dense but incredibly powerful, and mastering it truly puts you in control of your business finances. Let's recap what we've learned today. We covered 6 major areas, each of which build on the last. Okay, let's go here. Okay, one, banking overview, why it matters. If your business, if your banking data isn't accurate, your financial reports won't be either. We learn how to add bank accounts either through live feeds or manual upload depending on your region. How many of you have more than one bank account in your business? I think for most of us, it's more than one bank account for most of us out here. And that's why accurate syncing and categorization is essential. Second, connecting bank accounts, connecting live feeds or manual upload. We covered real banks where we covered real banks where available, like in US, UK, or uploaded financial statement using CSV OFX. We discussed column mapping and how to avoid common errors. A quick tip, always check your opening balance and transaction dates before upload. Bank feed and transaction matching. We explore the difference between matching and categorization. Match, when Zoho finds an invoice bill that aligns. Categorize, when there's no related transaction but we still log it properly. Anyone does remember why we do this? To avoid duplication and ensure real-time accuracy. Transfer between accounts. You learn to handle internal bank transfer, cash withdrawals, and contra entries. This ensures your asset movements are traceable and not misclassified as income or expense. A pro tip: always document your transfer purpose, example, cash withdrawal for office use. Reconciliation: we walk through a step by step monthly reconciliation. Remember, reconciliation ensures your Zoho books record match your actual bank balance. Question for everyone up here: what is the acceptable closing difference after, what should be the acceptable closing difference after reconciliation? It should be zero. That means even a rupee one difference means something is off. And finally, in automation tools, this is where we supercharge our accounting. We learn how to create bank rules to auto categorize, schedule reports to email automatically, create workflow alerts for high value bills or overdue invoices. Let's now open up the floor. Do you have any questions about reconciliation, automation, or transaction matching, anything? Please take your time. I would give you around a minute, 1 minute. If you do have any question, please feel free to ask. Either you can type that here in the chat or can ask me here directly. I would try my best to solve all your doubts. I'm giving you a moment before I wrap up this session completely. Uh, all right, everyone. I think since none of you do have any question up here, I would love to wrap up this session. Now, three final tips that I'm sharing before you go. Number one, set up rules for your 5 most common bank transaction. Second, schedule a report even if it's just to yourself. And third, try a reconciliation demo on your demo account. Bookmark your uncategorized transaction view, check it weekly. Thank you all for staying engaged and participating today. We've now completed session 4, banking and automation, and you are well on your way to becoming a Zoho Books Power user. Coming up in session 5, that is inventory and reporting, we'll cover stock tracking, FIFO versus weighted average, bundling, and how every action flows into core reports like profit and loss, balance sheet, and trial balance. Accounting doesn't have to be a burden. With the right tools and automation, it becomes a strategic asset. Thank you all and see you in the next session. Once again, thank you everyone out here for your time, patience, and curiosity. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you once.